live. And here we are. We are live. Hello, everyone, for Star Trek Adventures. Yay!
Yay!
Hi, Paul. So, Paul has said he's ready for Star Wars. Oh, Star Trek.
Get out.
Get in the warp core.
That's mine.
Oh, yes, sorry, that's your seat, isn't it?
Yeah.
Davok, yes. Thank you, Paul. Yes, it's a good old intro. So we are picking up straight from where we left off last episode. So to catch everyone up, the USS Livingston, a Defiant class prototype ship, has just been to Risa to pick up some new members of her crew, and on the journey away from Risa we've had a little bit of a tale, haven't we, from Commander Eelin Wraal, and everyone really was involved in the tale. Who'd like to share the story of what happened?
It was a tale of glory and epic achievement by us all, led by me. But what a team! What a team we were. 6. That's how many we got off the Kobayashi Maru. 6.
6. Yeah.
But that's pretty much out of 15. Come on, talking percentage. Kobayashi Maru is about percentages, not about bodies.
Yeah, but how many crew did you lose?
Needs of the many, needs of the few. I was happy with that. Look, it was a Vulcan taking officiating the test. So play to your teacher, I say.
I'm glad you're happy.
Fantastic. So it was an enthralling story to entertain your captain. And indeed, just as you got to the end of the story, an incoming message from Starbase 80 came up, and you had the image of Admiral Janeway on the view screen, who said, "Captain Liera, one of our ships is missing." And this is where we pick up. So, Admiral Janeway is explaining that the USS, I'll get this name right, Alcubierre, excusing my pronunciation.
Mon Dieu.
The USS Alcubierre has disappeared whilst running tests in a fairly empty part of space, just on the edge of claimed space. It's on the edge of the Federation, next to a no man's land, if you will. And it was running tests on a new style of warp drive, one that will hopefully avoid ships doing damage to subspace when they go over warp 5. They've not been heard of for a week, and the USS Livingston is the closest ship and needs to go and investigate.
Sounds like a job for us.
Indeed. So after a bit of repartee between Captain Liera and Admiral Janeway, the coordinates have been given, and Captain Liera asks you to set the coordinates and says, "Commander Wraal, punch that button."
Activating warp drive now, Captain.
Indeed. And you set off in search of the USS Alcubierre. I'm going to have to keep looking at the name. For some reason, it's not sticking. So, so Paul says it is a job for the A-team, which unfortunately they're not around.
No. I was going to say, I was like, where are they?
Till they turn up, we're going to have a look, see what the problem is, and then we'll call them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so is there anything you would like to know, find out, do en route?
Who's Mr. T in this scenario?
Well, I'm driving.
Oh, right. Okay. The good news is it's a van, Amy. That's what they drive.
Hands in
18 van.
space.
Yeah.
Amy will not be leaving the bridge. Is there any way we can bring up some information on the USS? He checks notes. Alcubierre. Find
Yeah.
out what type of vessel we're investigating.
How many people are involved? Yeah.
You
If
absolutely
it's more than 6,
can. The USS Alcubierre is an Oberth class Federation starship. So anybody who's accustomed to Wrath of Khan might recognise the USS Grissom. Look at that. Love it.
I'll do some still shots for later.
It is a technical test bed, the USS Alcubierre. Anything else you'd like to know?
How many crew on board?
Oh, that's a very good question. You don't have exact numbers from the computer, but you do know it is minimal crew, as
Okay.
is the usual case with scientific test beds, just in case it all goes horribly, horribly wrong and materializes inside an asteroid.
And the last question being, they said it's been missing for a week. Is it usual for Starfleet to not hear from ships for over a week or so, or?
No, that's not common at all.
Okay.
It indicates that something is wrong.
Clearly. Alrighty.
Now, I would say, is there anything else you'd like to know? But Usher stated that is the last question, so that shuts you all down. No. Is there anything else you'd like to know?
Do we know what sort of experiments that they were doing with the warp drive?
The details of the experimental warp drive are not in the computers. However, there is mention about new ways of manipulating subspace.
Okay.
Is there anything anybody would like to do? Any recommendations from the bridge for the captain?
I'm still trying.
I know. Can we find out anything about the ship's complement as it is? As in, do we know anything about the captain of the ship? Maybe any clues we could pick up that way? Who we may be having to deal with? We could probably get that from the ship's computer regarding rosters and staffing allocations.
The last record is that the captain is John Kelly, and there are a list of names. I mean, you're probably looking at about 100 people. Do you want to have a look through the whole list?
I don't think we've got time to go through the whole, but it depends how long it takes us to fly there. I presume we can put something more entertaining than that on the view screen.
You can. You've got access to Spotify, Netflix, you know.
Is there anyone that, having a cursory glance through the names, is there anybody's name that we recognise?
Well, obviously you have known quite a few people, so there are the odd surnames here and there. But Bosh, give me an insight and command. Difficulty 3. No, difficulty 2, check.
Okay. So that was...
I'm really happy Bosh is going first because I still got to remember how to play this game.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm going to let you have the computer help you on this. And here's where I need to remind myself how this game works. I need to call up the stats of the ship.
Livingston's got computers of 9.
Yes, computers and... computers and sensors.
And it's the dice roll plus the attribute.
Oh, it'd be a system and a department, like we have like attribute and discipline. So it'd be computers and maybe command or maybe medicine if Bosh is accessing from the medical bay.
Bosh's. So I'll roll for the ship.
Mm-hmm.
But Bosh, I'd like you to roll 2d20 for control and. Sorry, no. Let's go insight and command.
Okay, so the first one was 28, and the second one was.
You're not adding. What you're trying to do is rolling under whatever those two figures add up to.
Oh, in that case, no. To both of those.
Okay, and you get no help from the computer. So you're seeing a list of names. As a Ferengi, Human names are pretty weird anyway, so it all just
Look the same on a computer screen to you.
merges. Did you happen to roll any 20s?
I didn't. I got a 17 and an 18.
Okay, fair enough. I thought I'd ask because if you'd rolled a 20, I would have been creating complications.
The computer blows up in my face.
Kind of. We do try. Yeah, so there we go. Anything else we would like to do at this point?
No, but I have just realised that the dice tray is the right colour.
Yes! Science! Okay.
Nice.
So you've arrived at the coordinates supplied. There is no Alcubierre.
Okay.
It's quite.
Is there anything on our sensors?
Well, is science going to do a censored sweep?
Yeah.
Sensors.
Would you like to do a local, medium, or long-range sensor sweep?
I think a long range. We can't see anything close. I take it.
Nope, there's nothing close by. Okay, give me a reason and science roll with a difficulty of 1. You will get assistance from the computer. Yeah, so you get 1 success from the computer. So let's see if you get any momentum.
Okay, I got 2 successes.
2 successes, fantastic.
Yes.
So you get 2 points of momentum. Whoop. There we go.
And that's team wide, isn't it? Momentum.
Yeah, we were to spend that together.
Mm-hmm.
You can,
Yeah.
absolutely. So
Is that in the?
Oh, go on.
Oh, I was going to say the momentum that I know that you lose 1 momentum when transferring between scenes and whatnot, but we don't actually have any momentum. All the momentum that we had in the Kobayashi Maru didn't carry over to real life, did it?
No.
Okay. All right. Just double checking.
Absolutely. Okay, so with your success, you can indeed you get a blip on your sensors of an Oberth class starship. It's quite a distance away. It's outside of Federation space on the so it's left Federation space and in unclaimed territory.
Okay. I relay that.
So would the captain like us to plot course for the Alcubierre?
Captain Liera would indeed. And this is a different...
Does Captain Liera refer to herself in third person?
She does, all the time.
3 husbands, third person.
Got it. Captain Liera is very happy.
Yeah. So and indeed you set course, and it doesn't take you long to arrive close to the Alcubierre, well, the Oberth class ship that you see, and indeed now it's in visual range. You can see it is the Alcubierre. It appears to be adrift.
I think maybe a more in-depth scan, perhaps got sensors again that more focused.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, with a more focused sensor scan, you can see that a lot of the power systems appear to be down. There does appear to be some damage.
Okay. What kind of damage are we talking? Does it look like something? Does it look like it's been attacked, or does it look like something malfunctioned during its exercise?
Would you like to spend a momentum to find that out?
I think we can, because we can ask the direct question.
You spend a
Yeah,
momentum.
I feel like we should.
Looking over the sensor results, particularly working in security, you can see what appears to be some disruptor fire from looking at it.
Do you want me to hail them, sir?
Oh, sorry, talking to me or the captain. I don't know. We haven't established if she prefers a ma'am or a captain or a sir.
Good point.
Captain Liera at the moment is just sitting back and letting you take charge of the situation.
Very good. Try hailing frequencies, please, Mr. Bosh.
And indeed, you do attempt hailing frequencies. It is a difficulty 0 task. I'm going to leave it up to you if you want to roll for it or not. So if you do roll and you get successes, you get momentum, but you do risk complications.
I have rolled.
Bravely done.
Because go big or go home. And I got a 1, which is I basically got 2. I got a 1 and a 15. So
1 is 2 successes, correct?
Yeah, critical success.
You actually get 3 successes because you got a success from the computer as well. From the ship, rather. So,
hailing frequencies open.
Fantastic. Actually,
it's doing the really tough work over there, Bosh.
Oh.
Hailing frequencies are not open because there is no response.
Oh, okay. Sensors. Can we see if there are life signs on board and see if what status the life support system is at on the ship?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. By directing your sensors, I'm going to invite you with the same. Give you the same invitation, Amy. You can roll if you wish. It is a difficulty 0 task.
I'll roll.
Okay. Where's sensors? Sensors and science.
2 successes, 4 and a 5.
Okay, and let's see what the ship does.
Now, remember, Amy, what was your discipline that you used for that? Was it science?
I assume so, but that's a 4.
A 4. So
is it even?
Yeah, if it's equal to or less than the discipline you use, that counts as 2 successes as well. If you have a focus in some sort of computing or sensors,
I do have a focus in computers.
Right. Okay. So that is 3 more bits of momentum. You are at your maximum momentum now. Just so you know.
We are investigating this like a investigating machine.
And indeed,
we're going to investigate the crap out of this shit.
With your scan, with your very, very successful scan, you discover that yes, life. What do they call it? Life
support.
Life support.
Science.
Thank you. Is operational. There are some life signs, but it's really hard to tell because your sensors are being played havoc with by subspace interference in this region.
Ooh.
Subspace interference, my old nemesis.
In fact, this region has a trait, subspace interference.
That's probably why no one's out here.
And for what it's worth, Davok, you also know that from your inability to track these life forms, you know that beaming aboard would be impossible. Because basically you can't get a track on anything. You can't get a lock on anything due to the subspace interference.
Okay.
Right. That being the case, I think I should report this to the captain in sort of brief terms and say that life support is operational on the ship, Captain. It seems to have been damaged. There are life signs on board. We don't believe we can transport on board. Permission to take an away team and investigate further.
I think that's a very good idea, Mr. Wraal.
Splendid.
Who
Davok?
do you suggest taking?
Davok, you're with me. Mr. Varren, I'd like you to come with us too. And
Sir.
if the life support signs are not particularly not clear, Chief Medical Officer, please meet us in the shuttle bay. Oh, actually, you're right there, aren't you? You can come too.
Yes. Hey, you
You
there!
literally-
Meet us in the shuttle bay.
Doc,
You can
get your
just-
bag. We're going.
You can just throw the keys at him and just be like, warm it up.
You're driving. No, I won't. No, you're not. I'm driving.
And as you all get
Right.
up, random, unnamed, as yet NPCs enter the bridge and take your stations.
Actually, is there anybody in the chat that would like to name the first NPC that takes the con?
Oh, good thinking. Yes. Who's my spare driver?
Oh, goodness. This is good.
I
This
did
could be
have
bad.
one actually already prepared.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
Who's taking over then?
Well, we are going to have Grace Wilson.
Hey!
She's science division, isn't she?
She is. She's very good at spatial anomalies. So
Oh, then she's
she'll do
perfect
well.
for sitting in. She's perfect for sitting in my chair.
Brilliant, and indeed.
So I find that she's been like fiddling with my settings and playing tablet games. Oh, there'll be trouble when I get back.
As
She's
you
like-
make your way off the bridge, yes, Captain Liera is welcoming Grace onto it. Wonderful.
You're going to get back and there's just going to be nothing but creeper heads everywhere.
Shit's blown up.
She's
It's
just,
like-
she just sent Starfleet Commander 58-page
Yeah,
message,
exactly.
which is just emojis.
Yeah. And it's like, what has happened over there? They're sending a team to check on us now.
Brilliant. So, so in a moment, Ed, I'm going to ask you which shuttle it is you are taking, but perhaps you might like to explain about
Yes.
the Livingston's complement.
We said yes. Now we had a look at the Defiant class, and we decided that there was enough space on board for 4 shuttle pods, which are small, 2-seater investigative craft, and 2 shuttles. So we've got 1 Type 10 shuttle, which was specifically designed for the Defiant class. They're kind of sleek, pointy, look quite cool. And we've got one of the older Type 6 shuttle pods. They can just hold a bit more. They can just seat more people. So we thought that based on our crisis and emergency response mission profile, it was best that the Livingston had at least 1 shuttle that was designed for it. That's on board. That came with it. That came as spec from the shipyard. And thanks to our contacts, probably via Bosh, because he knows people in various docks, various places, we've managed to swap out our other Type 10 for a Type 6 with more seats. So I think we're going to be taking that one. So our Type 6 shuttle is Shuttlecraft 2, Shuttlecraft Peak in this case, named for our British astronaut Tim Peake. The other one, the Type 10 shuttle, is named Sharman for the other British astronaut Helen Sharman, who was the first cosmonaut.
Excellent.
And we have 4 shuttle pods named Aaron, Renee, Anton, and Leonard. just because.
If
We don't
anybody-
have any American shuttle names. Sorry.
Well, if
Leonard's
anybody's
pretty
reading,
American.
those are all the names of Star Trek actors who have sadly passed away recently. There we
That's
go.
yeah, we've got Nog, Nog,
Was Aaron
Odo,
Eckhart,
yeah, and
Rene Aubergeon.
hmm
Anton Yelchin, of course. Who
Oh
played,
yes, of course.
Chekhov in the reboot. Yeah.
yes.
Mm.
That was
Yeah.
tough.
So you're taking peak shuttlecraft.
Yes, Shuttlecraft 2, please. Everyone, Shuttlecraft 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the first thing you're going to need to do is to set a navigation course. So this is going to be.
No one's called Shotgun. I was hoping. Varren, Lee, come on, Shotgun. I want you to be doing the tunes.
I'm only good if
It's-
there's walk calls.
We just get out there, and the first thing he said, he was like, "I will turn the shuttle around. Do not make me."
See, it sat in the shuttlecraft at shotgun. You're right at the front, and Ferengi Rules of Acquisition 288. Never get into anything you can't get out of.
There's only one door at the back of these shuttlecraft, isn't there?
Fascinating. So, first thing is to plot a course. Now, bear in mind that the Alcubierre is adrift, so it's got a spin to it. So this is going to be a difficulty 1 task. And we need a reason and con roll. Who would you like to make it, Commander?
Let me see.
Nice!
Thought it might be handy. We do have shuttles. Right, so reason and con. I could be pretty good with that. I've got reason of 9 and con of 4, so I'll be 13s and under.
Okay, do you have any focuses that you would like to apply?
I have focuses not only in helm operations but also in small craft. When I was a youngster out on the frontier of Klingon space, we used to pilot small craft around a nearby nebula. So these are what I learnt on.
Fantastic. And I'll roll for the shuttle. You get 1 success for the shuttle itself.
Okay. And I've got let's say a 6 and an 8, so 2 successes, but nothing focusable. So 2 successes from the dice.
But you're maxed out on your momentum anyway. So you managed to plot your course, and you are absolutely confident that that you can navigate into the shuttle bay. Worth noting, the shuttle bay door is open.
It is open already.
Yep, the force fields are up, but the shuttle bay is open.
That's suspicious. Noted.
So, will it be yourself piloting?
Yes, I'll be piloting this one, and I say I'll have Mr. Varren next to me, and the other 2 can take seats in the back and strap themselves in, just in case the subspace is a bit rocky on the way over.
Okay, so having calculated the best course to it's the docking port, not the shuttle bay, the docking port, adjusting for the attitude and rotation rate of the silent ship. You use your calculations and you depart the shuttle bay for the science vessel. Now you need to get there, so if you would like to give me a control and con roll with a difficulty of 1. In fact, I'll tell you what, because of the success of the previous ones, you can use your previous successes to create an advantage on this roll, and
Which lowers the difficulty by 1, I think, does it?
yeah, so it'll bring it down to a difficulty 0. So, and as you're maxed out, there's no point making a roll.
Okay, do you want me to do it just in case there's a complication?
That's up to you.
In that case, if we're maxed out on momentum, let's not make things complicated. There's the docking port. Let's just go straight for it.
That's what rule of acquisition is that? So max out on momentum, don't make things complicated.
290, don't roll the dice, you don't have to.
No, 290 is an angry man is an enemy. A satisfied man is an ally.
Oh, how could you? How could you?
I
forget
defer.
that?
I defer to you, Mr. Bosh, on all rules of acquisition, but keep quoting them. They're useful.
Okay, so you head out.
And
for
not at
the-
all annoying.
Oh, you wait. When I've got to say it,
I
wait.
just think Varren is just sitting there every time you recite one of those. He just tries to like roll his eyes.
Right, so you head out for the docking port, and as your shuttlecraft nears the disabled Alcubierre, the main shuttle bay doors do in fact mysteriously open, and you adjust your heading away from the docking port and safely land. The doors close behind you and the bay pressurizes. Apart from the two of the Alcubierre's own shuttles, the bay is empty, lit only by flickering emergency lights, and the bay feels eerily deserted.
Oh.
And we reach the end of scene 1.
Excellent.
So you lose a momentum.
Oh, great. So quickly.
Can earn another one. It's fine.
I'm sure you can. So, there you are. You are on board the Alcubierre in a shuttle bay. He's got all the backgrounds. This is marvellous.
Well, it's amazing what Google does. Well, the advantage of playing virtually is that while it's at Shuttle Bay, Google Shuttle Bay, quick, into background folder, click.
Brilliant. And that is a Type 6 behind you, I believe.
I think yeah.
It is.
So there was two. I think that was just fluke that there was two. I think that's actually said that's Enterprise. That's Enterprise A's Shuttle Bay. I think. I think they were filming it about the same time as Next Gen, so they just used the same shuttles.
Indeed. So, would you like to exit Shuttlecraft Peak?
Yeah, actually, I think, bearing in mind that we don't know what's going on here, everyone, ready phasers, set for stun. Probably a good idea.
Unless anyone would like to say different, I'm going to assume you all do that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think first thing we probably do is carefully step out the back door of the shuttle, and I'm not now. I would think either Davok or Varren would have either. I'll maybe ask Varren for his tactical assessment of the situation. This seems, since we've already established that there are life forms on board, but maybe see what Varren gets for him is if he's getting any, if his 1,000-yard stare is itching.
Well, we do know that the ship sustained fire from a source that is not in the system currently, and their shuttle bay doors are open as we come in. Are we the only shuttle in the shuttle bay?
No, there
currently?
are 2 more shuttles.
Does anyone look like it's not from this ship?
No, they both appear to be. They're consistent with. You're not familiar with the names, but looking at the registry of the 2 shuttles already.
Would we
they
expect
do
there to be
match.
more than 2?
Would you like to spend a momentum to find that out?
I'm going to say on behalf of the team, yes.
Okay, yep.
Okay. 2 seems to be the right number for a minimal crew.
All right.
Okay.
So if anyone's left the ship, they haven't
And I
taken the
mentioned
shuttle.
that. Yeah, but as far as life signs on board, the problem with that reading, it doesn't actually tell us if the life signs on board are the people that are supposed to be on this ship. The fact that they're not responding to hails and the fact that they have taken damage makes me a little jumpy. But we won't know more until we go inside. How do I refer to Wraal? Do I first officer? Is that how I would refer to you?
I think to a commander it would do. That's just that's sort of rank
Commander?
and job.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Sorry.
As a tactician, though, Usher. At the moment, all around you can only see emergency lighting, which you would know will make any ranged attacks more difficult. You'd only really be able to shoot people at medium range.
Okay. I would note that to people, just be like, before you start fire, if there is a need to fire, before you start firing randomly, make sure you can line up a good shot. It's going to be difficult with this lighting. Let's hope we don't have to do any of that.
Yeah, okay. Perhaps at this point, based on that, ask Davok, can you get any sort of reading on your tricorder now that we're on board the ship? Is the subspace interference causing any problems here? Can you get anything now we're actually on board and find life readings? And if we can, then let's start. I think see if we can get any life readings on your tricorder. Then maybe see if there's any computer systems in the docking bay where we can get some light going on, and maybe see what we can find out about the ship from here by hacking into its own system, perhaps.
Yes, Commander.
Assuming you're using your tricorder there, Davok, it is not operating correctly. The subspace interference appears to be limiting its range, and indeed, from what you can determine, it seems to only work on people and objects within an arm's length, so you have to be right next to anything you wish to scan. Bosh, if you want to try the same with your medical tricorder, you'd find the exact same thing.
Okay.
You've got to be next to someone to scan them.
Well, is there a station nearby I can go up and have a little diagnostic?
Well, as you take a glance around, in fact, you all become aware of a beep, beep, beep of an active console that seems to be, you recognise this particular beep as waiting for a command. It's echoing throughout the shuttle bay. It's not coming from shuttles 1 and 2 though, they're just empty and dark. And you can also see that the doors to the control room for the shuttle bay are stuck half open, as if the ship's power gave out just as someone walked through them. The light of the console inside the control room reflects in the window overlooking the bay, but there is no one inside. Whoever opened the shuttle bay's outer doors to let you in is not here.
We maybe have an ally on board. Something's gone wrong, and someone wanted those doors to be open for us.
Okay. Are you wanting to go to the control room to have a look at this console that's beeping?
Have we come out of the shuttle yet?
You are
outside
yes. The shuttle, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll have a look.
Okay. You go over to the console. The auxiliary controls are locked out and are rerouted to main engineering. The person who operated the shuttle bay did so remotely. They did not do it from here.
Do I see their name?
If you want to know who did it, you can spend momentum to ask a question.
I will leave this up to the commander, but I wondered if it'd be helpful to find out whether or not they're who they are.
Oh, that's a good thing. Yeah, okay. Well, if our momentum's at 5, I think at the moment.
The bigger
is at 4.
At 4. Okay, let's spend one of those and find out who it is who did that.
Well, we know where they are. They're in engineering, so that's might be worth something as well.
Okay. The console doesn't say who specifically opened the doors, but it did show that someone bypassed the lockouts to operate the bay doors from the bridge.
Oh.
Now, as you're studying this console, the power to it sputters and the display dims down. Just before it goes completely dark, however, you see the following message. Meet me in stellar cartography. And it goes blank.
Oh,
Captain, I think we have an admirer, or not commander.
I think we have. I think we have a most perplexing mystery, but I think we should be heading for stellar cartography. Righto. You say the door is partly open. Can we get through it?
That's just the door to the control room. The main door to leave the shuttle bay is closed at the moment. You do know, however, that these doors, even if the power's down, can be operated by a hand actuator.
Right. Yeah, we can get through those. Okay. Let's not split up. Let's head together. Especially creeping through a starship that we don't necessarily know and it's still adrift in space. But let's head towards stellar cartography. Mr. Varren, if you could take point, and we'll follow along behind.
Okay.
Understood.
Bosh, if you've got if your medical tricorder can be set for proximity as well, if you can get anything just to help Varren with finding out if anyone's around, stick close. Davok, you too, okay?
Sir.
And we make our way, hopefully via the door, and head towards stellar cartography, which I guess we would know where that was, or there'd be signage. There'd be signage on the ship, wouldn't there?
You are here.
You are here. I want a "You Are Here" map.
There'd be some.
It's like it's like going to the mall.
I don't think it's unreasonable that en route here, you would have at least looked up a rough map of the ship to have an idea where it is. Okay, so you approach the door, you open the panel for the hand actuator. Who's actually going to activate it, out of interest?
I'll activate it.
Okay, you grab hold. So a hand actuator is basically like a big handle that you yank down, and it's like a big solid thing. You grab hold of it and you yank it down, and because I'm really, really mean, I'm going to spend 2 threat to create a complication. The hand actuator breaks off.
Ah.
And that's where we're going to take a quick break.
Guys, I'm not having a lot of success with things that can break off today. I've broken my headphone jack. I've broken this fucking door. I'm really sorry. Maybe I just shouldn't touch anything.
Okay, we'll have a quick 5-minute break and then we'll reconvene. Fantastic.
Alrighty. Because I just I don't pay attention to my roles, and I damn near TPK'd a group once just because I was just ready. I was like, whatever, they're fine. They're gonna be fine.
We're live again.
Awesome.
There we are. So you were just saying, Usher, that you want a bit of product placement and you've got a favourite beer. Is that right?
No, I do not have a favorite beer, but I am currently drinking PBR.
However, if there is any representative from Duvel watching, more than happy for you to send us samples of Duvel. Big fan.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. Big fan.
Absolutely. Do sponsor us.
If I was going to do anything.
How awesome would that be if we got sponsored to do this?
I'll see if I can get one of my buddy that runs a local brewery. I'll see if he'll sponsor our Star Trek Adventure stream.
Yes.
I don't know how we're going to... I don't know how I'm going to... I don't think he sells to the UK, but I'll have to ship y'all some booze.
Well, as long as we put some sort of thing up in the commercial breaks at the start and at the end, sponsored by, done.
It'll be like the Super Bowl where it'll be like, all right, and now it's time to use the Duvel dice that we're using, or shoots up or whatever.
Are sent by our very, very good friends Duvel. One roll, one crit, or your money back.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
It just shows up at the bottom, and it goes to Duvel Cam.
Oh, I've been asked to turn my mic up a little bit, so I will turn it up there. How is that, Kat? Is that better for you? Just to be fair, guys, I'm on a different mic to the listeners than to you, so hopefully, Kat, you can hear me a bit better now. If not, just say, and I'll turn it up a bit more. Oh, better, fantastic. Okay, so before our ad break, then you had just tried to leave the shuttle bay, and Lieutenant Commander Lee Varren yanked on the manual actuator and broke it off.
Bosh is just going to lean slightly into rule number 280. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Is there a rule about when you've broken it yourself? You have to pay for it? Is it broken merchandise you have to pay for?
I think there is, but I can't remember exactly which one.
So
There's got to be
having
you broke
broken,
it, you bought it.
Yeah.
Well, the good news is we're post money, so it's not that big a deal. I'll just say it's mine.
As Federation citizens, this is all ours, technically.
Yeah. As I break it off in my hand, I'm going to look at the piece
commodity.
looking at the piece that I broke off. Is there a way to kind of jerry-rig it and run it over, or can I just throw it over my shoulder? Just into the middle of the shuttle bay.
Well, where the handle is broken, so basically it's broken quite a large stem with it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not useful as an actuator now. However,
Would it be useful to pry the door open?
That would be an option to try and get the door open.
Okay. And I'm going to mention to the commander, it seems they've given me a handy tool to pry the door open.
Excellent, Mr. Varren. Just open the door. I'll leave it in your capable hands.
Oh, thank you. Jesus Christ.
I'll
I'm
allow
going
you
to
to
get the merit for this.
I'll allow you to be creative. I'll look the other way.
All right, good. This is still Federation property. I don't want to get in trouble here. And yes, I'm going to use the piece that I have broken off to pry open the door, if possible.
Okay. You can just about wedge this thing into the seal. You do know that these doors are magnetically sealed and are particularly strong, probably stronger than most of the doors around the rest of the ship, because it has to be sealed in case of a breach in the shuttle bay. Yeah, it is basically an airlock. Absolutely right. So this is going to be a fitness and security task for you.
Okay.
Difficulty
Which means
3.
Oh, wow.
It
Well,
means you add your fitness score and your security score, and then
which would be 17.
and you roll under that, and you need to get 3 successes.
Okay.
Now,
Question.
can I assist him if I'm stood next to him?
You.
He wants a hand.
The difficulty here is where he's using the manual actuator, it's not big enough for you to get your hands in on it as well. And the door's too tight for you to get your fingers in to try and...
So question. I know that this is not what it means, but it seems oddly funny that one of my focuses is infiltration, and I am infiltrating this door. I don't think that that's actually what it means, but all right.
Nice try.
Infiltration is supposed to be a little bit sneakier than actually breaking the door down.
Is there anything Davok can do to try and lessen the magnets while we're trying to open the door?
You do a quick scan with the tricorder to see if it can run any interference. Unfortunately, not in this case. I will say, though, Usher, you can spend momentum to buy extra dice.
I will buy, if that's okay with everybody. I feel like needing 3 successes, we should buy an extra dice.
Absolutely, yeah. At least get one.
Okay. So I will. But I rolled a 7 and a 9, which are both underneath. So do I now have to roll a third dice?
You do. You're one success away. Is that right?
Okay.
There, Ed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think as
hot on
it
the
works,
rules.
if I'm right, you can. So you could do that, and then you can say, I'll buy another dice with momentum to add in to the pool before rolling it. I think, but it's GM's choice as to whether you can go. Ooh, do we spend momentum to add it? I think that's more case if we needed to add more dice to get more successes and build more momentum. But roll the dice.
Okay. That's 11. So my fitness is 12. My security is 5. So getting a 17 is pretty easy.
3
That is
successes. And yes, it takes you. I mean, it is really, really tough. It's still pushing you to your, not quite to your limits, but you grunt and you sweat and you heave, and you do manage to get the doors open wide enough for everyone to slip through.
As it opens, I'm going to throw that piece into the back of the hallway and be like, "Doors open, Commander."
Thank you.
As I'm like sweating bullets.
Okay. I will point out, in order to do this, you had to put your phaser away. Commander Wraal did issue an order previously to arm yourself. Do you want to re-arm yourself?
Absolutely.
Okay. Just wanted to check on that. So beyond the doorway, you've got a corridor. Scorch marks are covering the corridor walls. Damaged power couplings are sparking beneath broken, burnt-out panels. And on the deck are the dead bodies of 7 Starfleet crew members.
How does it look like they died?
Get Bosh to
Well,
check.
actually, good news. Good news. We have Bosh.
Yeah.
So Bosh.
Yeah.
So, to determine what killed them, it is a difficulty 0 task. It is up to you if you wish to make a roll and regain some of your lost momentum.
Let's get some momentum back if we can, I think.
Yeah.
It is insight plus medicine.
My insight is 10. My medicine is 5. I've got focuses on emergency medicine, triage, and trauma surgery, if that helps.
Jesus.
I
I think
don't believe any of those will apply here.
Okay.
Considering they're already dead.
Yeah. That is actually exactly what I was thinking. That is a bit more thought out, but yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
apply.
No, I got 2 successes.
Fantastic.
Congratulations.
So you get 2
Nice.
of your momentum back.
Oh, that's good. Because we had to use it to open a fucking door.
it's all right. These dead people will help us with momentum.
Yeah.
So they are indeed dead. You've confirmed that.
They're dead, Jim.
Mike, you know you wouldn't say it.
They all have wounds on them that are consistent with disruptor fire.
Actually,
Now you can
Davok,
spend
can
some of
you
your-
determine what type of disruptor fire? Is it a specific race, a specific species disruptor that we can determine from that? Or is disruptor just disruptor?
You can spend a momentum to find out if you like.
What do we think? Do we find out or try and find out who it is we may be going up against here? If Davok can figure out what type of disruptors our
I
dear
think,
colleagues have departed to.
considering what we talked about during the break, I think it would be important if we can narrow that down. We might be able to tell our ship to look out for something cloaked if we do find out it is
Good
something.
thinking.
Yeah.
Message back. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll spend a momentum to find out, or to where this disruptor has come from. What type of disruptor has been used?
That's what I'm here for, is to think of worst case scenario.
That's why you bring your chief of security.
Exactly.
Right.
Have a hard time with doors. But
So Davok, you scan the wounds and compare the results with the information in Bosh's tricorder, and you narrow it down to the disruptors used by Romulans.
Romulans, Commander.
Ooh. Romulan disruptors.
Not expecting that.
No. Okay, in that case, I my communicator. Here it is.
That makes sense.
And trying to communicate to Livingston to pass our current report, advising Captain Liera that we are on board safely, heading towards stellar cartography. We've found some dead Starfleet crew members on board, and we believe that Romulan disruptor fire is the cause of the problems on board the ship.
Well, you get as far as tapping your comm badge, and you get an error message, an error beep. Page 404.
Just says battery low. Battery low.
And the subspace interference appears to be affecting communications. You cannot contact the ship.
So we'll have to investigate this ourselves.
This place is a real hellhole.
This is where we come to the end of that scene.
Lose a momentum.
Which are we on 2 at the moment, Stu, for momentum?
Sorry, you are down to 2.
2, okay.
Should we search the bodies of Starfleet personnel? I know that they're just in Starfleet uniform, but
no pockets.
Finding out no pocket, yeah.
No pockets, yeah, no bag of holding, no good swords we can pitch.
Well, it's less about swords and more about what happened here. Are they all in the same area? Does it look like they were just like executed? Or do they look like, are they spread about in the sense that they were trying to run away?
You can spend a momentum to try and determine what went on. I can tell you they're not all clumped together, if that's what you mean. They're not in a pile.
Yeah. Okay.
It wasn't like a last stand it wasn't a last stand on the corridor or anything. They're just dead.
That's a different question that I can answer if you want to spend a momentum.
No, I don't think it's worth it. We'll find out what is going on with Romulans when we find out what's going on with Romulans.
It's worse than that. He's dead, Jim.
Okay.
All right, then I guess I will continue moving forward to stellar cartography. I'll go first with phaser up.
I'll be behind you. Stay in front of me.
Meat shield.
Operation Meat Shield.
Absolutely.
This is what that was. When you had to come up with like tactical situations in Starfleet Academy. They were just like, this one's called Operation Meat Shield.
Is that where everyone's going then?
Yes, we're sticking together. I don't want anyone splitting up, especially now we know who could be on board.
Okay, so the plan is for you all to go to stellar cartography. So the corridors themselves are dimly lit from the glow of the red emergency lighting. Ahead, you find 3 more dead Starfleet officers.
Jesus.
One of whom you recognise Bosh from looking up the personnel files as Captain Kelly himself. Next to
Captain
him
Kelly
is his first officer, and there also appears to be a chief of security.
I'll point out everyone that these are the three key bridge crew. It's a little concerning.
Okay.
So there's very few. So if there is any Starfleet personnel on board, there's not many of the senior command staff left around.
No. Are the disruptor burns on their front or backs?
That's a good question.
Okay, you bend down to have a look, and just as you're doing so,
an alien pops out of their chest.
Disruptor scorch on the wall to the side of you. You all look up, and you see 4 Romulans at the end of the corridor. We're into combat.
Down the Romulans, Commander.
Take cover! Everyone down!
Okay, so currently the Romulans are at long range from you, all.
Okay.
And as they have just fired, one of you is going to get to go first. Now, Usher, what's your security figure?
5 max.
Okay, Ed, what's your security?
I'm security 3.
I also have the quick to action talent, as well as the fire at will talent, and hunker down.
Okay. Poor Will.
Shut up, Wesley.
Amy, what is your security score, please?
It's 2.
2. And Matt?
3.
3 for Matt. Okay. I will put Ed as acting before you just because he ranks higher.
Mhm.
And that's how I feel like.
That's a load of bullshit.
Usher, you
Yes.
are up. They are currently at long range from you. However, you have your phaser in your hand. It is set to
Okay.
stun. You can do a minor
Awesome.
action and a major action.
Minor action and a major action. Minor action, would that be like moving closer to them?
That would definitely be a minor action.
Then I want to do that. I want to close my distance to them.
Okay. Do you want to move to medium range, or do you want to move right up next to
I would love to move. I would love to move to medium range to start out with, and then I believe fire at will allows me to fire at 2 targets, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to look it up.
I'll take your word for it.
I would have to look up the actual. It's hard for me to find the actual like a sheet that lists what those do. But I know y'all have the books. I just couldn't.
Was that actually in your? Is that like a talent rather than a focus?
It is a talent. It's called
yeah.
fire at will.
Yeah, so it's an actual mechanical benefit to the game. So like it's like a
Yes.
reroll or an extra dice or something like that.
Yeah. So
I have
I'm
a
trying to
feeling
look
it's
it up.
something like it. You can fire at 2 targets, but it makes it more. It increases the difficulty. Probably knowing the mechanics of this one.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it online. I've haven't found that yet. Let me see. Medical talents, security talents. No. Science. Sorry, I'm just trying to find it quickly. I want to whatever. Anyways, yeah, we'll have to look it up after. But if my minor action would be to move to medium range, then my major action would be to fire at 2 of the targets.
Okay. So. There, as I say, there are 4 Romulans ahead of you. There are 3 Ulans, and 1 appears to be a Centurion. Sort of taking a quick glance at their uniforms, you all notice this. The Centurion appears to be behind the other 3.
Okay, looks like I just found a Google Sheets with all of the talents on them.
Cool.
And I will link that in our Discord.
Excellent. Thank you for that.
Very good.
Yeah. Anyways,
So we're going to need to do some combat, aren't we?
fire at will. The character is capable of tracking multiple targets and making attacks against them with great effect. Whenever the character makes a ranged and then uses... Oh, hang on. It's a little bit different. When the character makes a ranged attack and then uses swift task momentum spin to make a second ranged attack, they ignore difficulty increase for the swift task. Never mind. It may not work how I thought it does.
Okay.
So I will fire 1 phaser at a Romulan.
Okay. Which of the Romulans are you going to fire at? The one
Ooh.
in front, so looking in front of you, the one on the far left is female. You've got one in the middle, one on the right. They're both male, and the male centurion at the back.
What is a centurion?
It just ranks a bit higher.
Yeah, it's like squad leader.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna fire at him then.
Okay, he is technically in cover because he's behind.
Oh, well,
the others.
Let's go for the greatest effect. Let's just go for the first person that is right up front, the meat shield. They have one too.
Guy in the middle.
Okay, that would be the guy in the middle. Absolutely.
Let's do it.
So, this is going to be a control and security task with a difficulty of 2.
Okay, control and security would put me at oh goodness, that'd be 13 is what I need to roll.
Have you got any focuses in hand phasers or weaponry or ranged?
No, because I didn't make this character correctly. But
No, you did. You
did.
just didn't focus on that.
well, we just didn't know what any of these things did or how the game played. So, no, but I will go ahead. That's a 9 and an 8.
Okay.
Successes. You've hit him.
Two successes.
Hit. So, we're going to do damage. Now, phasers, I need to remind myself how many points of damage phasers do.
Phaser type 2 does an 8 is what it looks like on my sheet.
Yeah, basically, it's 3 challenge dice plus your security score. So for you, yeah, it's going to be you roll 8 dice, and then we see whether you get how many hits or how many success, how many you score off that.
Okay, so I roll 8 dice, and it's just my what is it? Security?
No, if you roll
no,
roll
8d6.
8d6s,
Okay.
and we're looking for 1s and 2s, 5s and 6s.
Yeah.
Okay. Hang on. Forgot that we had I want a dice roller. Here. I'm pulling it up. So that's a 2, a 6,
That's good.
a 5, a 3. So that was 4. 2, 4, 3, 2.
Okay, I'm calculating 8.
8 hits. Yeah.
8 hits. He does not have any resistance. So with
Wow.
all 8 hits, because that is more than 5 in one attack, he is stunned and falls to the floor.
Shot.
Yeah, right on.
Excellent.
Nice.
We are now. You also get because you had 2 successes. That gives you a thing, doesn't it?
Oh no, it was difficulty 2, Stu. So it was. That was what we needed.
To my bad. Yeah. Okay, so no momentum or anything. Right.
Oh, damn.
He
Okay.
is Swiss cheese. You're absolutely right, Cat. Except it was on stun.
Wow.
Okay.
I may have accidentally merged it to kill. No. I listen to my commanding officer.
We are round to the Centurion, who is going to move a little bit so that he's taking cover behind
Yeah, I did.
one of the other.
This kind of sucks,
rounds.
guys. Completely forgot about cover.
We are in a corridor. There's not a great deal of cover apart from other people. the Centurion is about to do that.
That's fair.
He is going to. So this is daring and security. So that's difficult 12. So he's going to try and shoot you, Usher, with his disruptor.
Oh.
And he gets 2 successes.
Awesome.
Good shot.
It's gonna hurt.
He gets 7d6. I need more dice.
You.
So he gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You can add phaser abilities to your next character.
Yes. Thank you.
7. He. You take 7 points off your stress, please, Usher.
That's how that works. Got it. 7 points.
And because it is more than 5, you take an injury.
Awesome.
You have a minor injury, so he's basically shot you in your abdomen, which is now on fire. I mean, not literally on fire, but it's you're in a lot of pain.
Well, let's be honest. Everybody digs abdomen scars.
Well, we do have 2 momentum. We can spend that immediately, and we can avoid that injury.
You can.
That's up to. That is up to you guys.
I think we should do that because taking an injury means that you can no longer act until we got like Bosh over to patch you up.
Wow, that's gonna.
He can act with a minor injury, which this is. It's only when it becomes a major injury.
I'm happy to take one for the team right now, guys, and have a minor injury.
Oh,
okay.
It's up to you. If you want to.
Okay, let's see if you're happy that you can still operate with a minor injury with your flat vest on there.
Yeah, I would rather save the momentum that we have currently, and not use it on something we don't.
Because we can use momentum to add like extra damage to make sure each shot we get on these guys stuns and takes down another Romulan.
Yeah, I'd rather do that.
Okay, that's what we'll do then.
Okay, you keep your momentum for now.
I have one of those really cool jackets that they had, and we talked about this.
It's not a phaser-proof vest.
Oh, I know, but it looks cool.
It does. Commander Wraal, what you gonna do?
All right.
Your red shirt's been hit.
I know. It is. You have one along, although it's a gold shirt. But
there's a gold shirt in this. But yeah.
I did think about that when I wore this today. I was like, they're gonna make fun of me. I'm gonna die. I know it.
Right. Okay. I'll go for actually a minor action. Seeing him take a hit and go down, I'm going to take a minor action to drop prone, which actually makes me harder to hit from the Romulans.
Yes, it does.
As a minor action.
You are at long range.
Okay. And based on that, I will, having dropped prone, I will take a shot at. Let's try the Romulan Ulan to the right.
Okay.
As the
one in front of the Centurion.
Yeah, as the Centurion's already.
Difficulty 3.
Okay. Can I buy a dice with 1 momentum then to add?
You absolutely can.
To the pool. And I've got control versus security, so 13 I need, but I've got no applicable focuses. So 3 dice we need. Ooh, I've got a 2 and an 8 and a 17.
Ooh, the 17.
2 successes.
You're just short. It's difficulty 3 because of your range.
Doesn't 2 count as 1? 2.
It would do if I had a focus in phasers, which I don't.
Okay.
Or something related. Yeah. But you have dived to the deck to make you harder to hit.
Oh, very dramatic.
Absolutely. Leaving poor Varren still being a target.
That's Lee Varen's job. So
So,
my job is to get shot at and to shoot other people.
and we are indeed round 2. The next Ulan, the female Ulan this time, who is also going to take a shot at you, Lee.
Okay.
Sneaky Romulan trick. Poor guy's already down.
Well, he's been hit once, but he's still up. Oh, and lucky bunny that you are, just misses, scorching the wall by your head. Matt, we are round to you.
Do the Matrix maneuver.
Bosh is going to slide down next to Lee and try and patch him up a little bit, hyperspray in the shoulder type thing.
You're treating his wound.
Yep. And I've got to focus in triage.
I like the fact that I got shot in the abdomen, and you're treating my shoulder. What kind of doctor are you?
You only ever hyperspray the shoulder or the neck. That's it. You never hyperspray anything else. It's always shoulder or neck.
Triage wouldn't apply, I'm afraid, because triage is when you've got multiple patients. It's determining who you should treat first.
Yeah.
How about emergency medicine then?
Yeah, I think I would apply to a first aid test.
I think emergency definitely applies to this. I'm trying to find...
Varren seems to think so.
I've also got a talent in field medicine. But that looks like it gets quite complicated.
Okay.
Oh no, when attempting the medicine task while in the midst of combat, you can ignore the first complication that would increase the difficulty.
Okay, I'm going to say this is a difficulty 2 because you are in a combat situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to work out what you would be rolling. This is going to be
Daring and medicine, I think.
By the way, I
whether
did
it's
link
control
the
or
talent
daring.
list.
That really doesn't matter. I've got 9 for both.
Okay. Right. That and medicine, difficulty level 2.
No, they're both failures.
Okay, you're trying to. I mean, let's face it.
Massaging his shoulders again.
Ferengi, not the bravest
No.
species about.
I mean, he's being shot at, so
I'm admitting hyperspray, but I am ducked behind him. I am using him as cover while patching him up.
Whilst trying to select the hyperspray setting you want.
Yeah.
just bagging like, what the hell are you doing right now?
Nosebleed setting, no. Space sickness setting, no.
Anytime you want, Bosh. When it's convenient.
Okay, we are round to the Ulan in front of the Centurion, who is also going to try and fire at Lee. This is, control and security, so 13. No, almost gets a complication, but not quite. No, you're obviously used to being shot at there, Lee, because you're ducking and diving and managing to avoid the disruptor fire. We are round to Davok.
God, that is quite lucky.
You're at long range so far. You've got your commander lying on the floor next to you.
Get down, Davok.
You've got...
Do you know what Lee needs help? No?
Lee and Bosh up the corridor ahead of you.
Oh, I think that Davok would rush to Lee's assistance and try and cover where the doctor failed.
Oh, you're going to try and heal Lee yourself.
Yes, so I believe that I can try first
They'll have
aid.
weapons.
And I'm I'm not very good at shooting, so
It's okay. I'm
so I
kidding.
believe I can take a major action of first aid, and I have a focus in emergency medicine.
Fantastic.
Lovely.
This again is going to be a difficulty level 2. This, yeah, is going to be. I'm going to say daring and medicine because under fire.
Okay, so daring and medicine is 12. Medicine is 3, and I rolled a 2 and a 4.
Oh, three
That was three
successes.
Fantastic. 3 successes. You get a momentum. And
Wonderful.
yeah, you are no longer injured. Lee.
Understood.
I don't think you get any stress back.
Or away.
Stress
think that's
stress
how it
stays
works.
burnt through till the end of the scene, I think.
Yeah, that's my understanding of it. But you are no longer injured.
Do characters in this game like level? Or not really?
Short no, long yes.
Got it.
Sort
Got
of.
it. No worries. No worries. We'll talk about it later. Not on
Yeah.
stream.
We'll talk about it once I've looked it up.
Gotcha.
Okay.
See,
we are
there's got to be a rule of acquisition for that somewhere.
There is.
we are back around to the Centurion. Who
Actually, rule of acquisition number 20. He who dies under the table today lives to profit tomorrow.
It's not. I would. If you're saying that to me, I'm going to be like, it's not very helpful
That's
right
the
now.
last thing you want your doctor to be saying to you. Right?
It's just like how bad is it? Jesus.
Fantastic. Yes. So the
I think that's everyone.
Centurion
They've all actioned and we've all actioned, so I think that's
is
next.
going
next.
to throw himself into a Jeffries tube off to the side.
Into it. Say again?
He's
Jeffries
gonna
tube.
Dive into a Jeffries tube a la Star Wars.
Oh, okay. I don't know what a Jeffries tube is.
It's the mechanic hatches. There's kind of you've got the corridors, and then basically all the rest of the ship is this warren of cat
Oh,
runs.
gotcha.
And,
Yeah,
yeah.
gotcha. Okay, totally
Top
understand.
Crawl space.
Very Star.
Crawl space, yeah.
But, yep, that would be the American word for it.
That's why I used it. Lee,
So, thank you.
you've had the CMO rush up next to you and completely failed to heal you, and a Vulcan has just run up next to you and healed you without any bother.
No, I know. We're gonna have
As
a talk
Paul
about
says,
that once.
CMO is sacked.
Yeah, yeah. We're
Being
gonna
switched
have,
departments immediately.
we're gonna have a discussion about this later. But I believe there's only 2 that are still standing there.
Wow.
I'm gonna get even closer. And I don't know if that makes any difference when firing a phaser if you are at close range. Does it?
Makes it more difficult.
Makes it more difficult. Got
It
it.
makes hand-to-hand easier.
Yeah, I didn't take any of those focuses either. So I really did not think about this character very well. I assumed,
Melee. When you do a melee strike, it's difficulty 1. You stood like that close, you just hit them. Whereas phasering is always like difficulty 2 because you actually got to draw a bead on them.
Yeah, no, I do think I'm just gonna run up and beat the crap out of them. So
Just
I
so
No,
you know,
right open hand, like palm punch.
I'm just
there
I
are
just-
a number of options available to you with your minor action.
okay.
You can drop prone, like Ed has, which will make you more difficult to hit.
Not worried about that.
You can use your minor action to take aim, which reduces the difficulty in hitting them with the phaser.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
Or you can just run up and
Pile in.
I'm pretty sure I'm just going to run up like...
I will say you will know that... I don't want to discourage you, but I want you to go into this with the full information. You would know that Romulans do carry knives as standard procedure.
Well, that's fair. I didn't really get an outfitter when I did this, but going into the situation, I will make sure to have a just Starfleet knife on me next time. But yeah, I don't think that would change this decision. I appreciate you telling me that, though. But I feel like the character, at least, it's getting shot in a hallway. They just killed like 11 Starfleet personnel, so including the captain and all this other stuff. Yeah, he's going to run up and punch the first guy.
Okay. Well, you have a female Ulan to your left and a male Ulan to your right.
I guess we're just going to punch the girl.
Okay. Equal opportunities.
Yep. Romulans don't discriminate.
I saw Picard. They beat people's ass. So Romulans are mean, or at least in that show. Yeah. We're gonna go up and hit one.
Okay. Now, because you're changing weapons effectively now for your fist, are you?
I mean, can I hit her? Can I hit her with the phaser in my hand?
I'm going to say yes.
All right, then I'm not changing weapons.
Say yes.
I'm just repurposing said weapon.
You've got a handle. You can sort of smack with it. Are you attempting this to be a lethal or non-lethal attack?
At this point, completely lethal.
Okay.
I'm in no position to stop you. I'm not going to.
Okay. So if you're making,
I wasn't asking permission at this point.
No way I'm getting in the way of your red mist.
If you're making a lethal attack, that's fine. It means I get another one of these threat tokens.
Oh, what is it? Okay,
things I
so
can
you can
use to make things complicated for you.
Well, you've already fucked over doors for me. I can't imagine what's going to be worse. Yeah, give yourself a threat token then. Enjoy that.
I will. Give me a daring and security task with difficulty 1.
Well, that's a 16. Not currently.
No? Okay.
Most of his background is espionage, infiltration, that sort of deal. It's not hand to hand, right up the top. I mean, I think he can do that stuff, and his daring, fitness, and security are all very high, which makes him capable of that.
Cool.
I have to beat a 16 for these two. So that's a 14 and an 11. So 2 successes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
There we go, guys.
Now your damage for this.
Okay, I have a better dice roller up now.
Is going to be.
Actually, the way we built it, Usher, on your character sheet should show. Oh, it might say unarmed strikes. I don't know if she wants to add any effect to that.
It says
to
6
add an effect,
for...
you have to use your minor action to activate the effect.
Got it. In which case, I can't do that because I had to run up there.
Yeah.
If I do kill this girl, I'm taking her knife. Just as a keepsake.
It's 2 dice plus your security, I believe.
Yeah.
5, so
5d6.
5d6. Okay. 5d6. And rolling. I got a 5, a 4, a 1, a 4, and a 3.
A 5, a 4, a 1, a 4.
And a 3.
That's they've scored 2 plus an effect, I think.
Again, the effect only comes into play if you've used your minor
That's
action.
better with phasers and things like that, isn't it? You can trigger nice things to happen.
But yes, she has 2 points of stress against her. She's down to 9 from 11.
All right.
You didn't knock her down.
Did not knock her down. I mean, next time, because you're going to be up next to her, you can attempt to knock her down with a punch.
Oh yeah.
That
I'm gonna. Yeah.
that would use your minor action to sort of prepare for that. That's where the effects come into play there with that. But we are round to her.
That's kind of what I figured.
She's going to use her minor action to draw her knife.
Oh, she's got a knife.
That's not a knife.
I know.
Not a knife.
I really hope that she's as bad with a knife as she is with a phaser, with disruptor.
She is going to attack you with it. So what do we say this is for melee? Daring and security. And she is 8, 10 for daring and security. Oh, you're a lucky man. No,
So
she tries to, but you just managed to block the knife with your arm on her arm. We are round to Ed.
Right. As I'm prone, I'm going to do a minor action of taking aim on the other Ulan, the male in the corridor.
Okay. The male Ulan, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, this will bring it back down to a difficulty 2.
So, okay, I'm going to spend 1 momentum and add an extra dice just to make sure and hopefully maybe gain some momentum back with it.
Fantastic.
So I need control and security. So
hang on. Sorry, you're still long range, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So that would make it prone and long range would make it difficulty 4. Taking aim brings it back down to difficulty 3 then. So it is difficulty 3, sorry. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, control and security is 13 needing. And we've got a 2, a 10, and a 10. Whap.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, nice.
Eat phaser.
And did you have any focuses?
I don't have any focuses on that, no.
Okay. But you do manage to hit. Roll those damage dice.
That's 6 I'm doing for that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we go. And I've scored a 6, a 1, a 1, a 4, and a 4. So I've scored 4 and 2 effects. Now, Phaser Type 2 has the charge, which is prep action gives an additional effect, but we've not prepped it to anything specific. So
no, you used your minor action for aim.
Yeah, I thought aiming was more important than fiddling with the settings on it.
Yes.
So yeah, 4 damage.
You should
Okay.
tell that to Bosh next time he's using his little.
Options with the phaser, by the way, you can prepare using your minor action are area effects, so that's useful against multiple targets. Probably should have said this earlier.
Yeah, that would have been helpful, Sue.
What else is there? There's a few, but it's worth looking up anyway.
Yeah.
I think there's basically one that means that the effect does extra damage or the effect penetrates through resistance, like their shielding. So
yes,
I think that's basically it's basically you can spread shot, extra damage, or penetrating hit on armored targets. I think is how it works.
That's it. It would be the unconscious Ulan. So Bosh, what you gonna do?
Is there one still? There's one still standing and one that's jumped in the Jeffries tube, isn't there?
There's 2 still standing. And
one's grappling with Varren at the moment.
Okay.
Ramming speed, Bosh.
I'm going to use a minor action to aim. And I'm going to shoot the one that's grappled with Lee.
Oof, God, please have this aim be good.
Okay. This is going to be a difficulty 1 because of the aim, so that's a very good call. I am going to say you really don't want any complications.
Yeah, but you've increased the complication range there, so now complications happen on 19s or 20s.
In fact, do you know what? I'm going to use two of my threat to increase the difficulty by 1 back to a difficulty 2.
Okay, so it's a.
You can use our last momentum to gain an extra dice.
Oh, you've got
2 momentum.
3 momentum.
Up as well.
I'll use 1, so I can roll 3 dice.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
And
What it's there for?
what's the it's
Control
what's
and security.
Yeah, control and security to shoot the phaser.
okay, that's 12. And the 6 doesn't do anything. So that's a 12 dead on for the first one.
Okay, meets beats, so that's cool.
That's a 2. And that's a 4.
Nice.
Oof.
Nice.
Have a momentum back.
Dead eye shot. Well done.
Okay.
Well
It's
done,
sort of
Bosh.
shoulder, side as they ring.
Roll your damage, which is was it 3 dice plus your security?
God, that was a
3 plus security.
that was a ballsy shot.
That was nicely done.
Yeah, very well.
I thought Varren's actually grabbed the arm that she's just tried to get him with a knife, actually pulled her round into shot.
And they're D6s, aren't they?
They are.
Yeah, no, that would be dope if that were the case. It's like we spin around and he just takes the opportunity to shoot her in the back when we're fighting.
Okay, those are rubbish. Those are slightly better. 16 points of damage.
No, it doesn't quite work like that.
Oh,
So
sorry.
for every 1 you roll on your d6, you do 1 point of damage. For every 2 you roll, you do 2 points of damage. For every 3 and 4, you do 0.
Okay.
And every 5 and 6, you do 1 point of damage, plus an effect if you've prepared one.
Okay. So 4 points of damage then.
Nice.
Two 1s and a 2. The rest were 4s.
I liked it better when 16 points of damage, considering
Yes.
she only had 9 left. But
Okay, and she's looking a little bit unsteady on her feet, but she is still up.
Just put in the Discord a little challenge dice result table from the book for everybody.
oh, nice. Thank you.
Yes.
The male Ulan is going to grab his fallen comrade and disappear with him into the Jeffries tube.
Fucking cowards.
Amy.
Cool. Where they're disappearing into, would I have an idea where that is?
You just know it's a
Or would I
Jeffries
have to-
tube, really. You know it's a maintenance crawlway. As to where it goes, you wouldn't really know.
Cool. Davok will take aim at the remaining Romulan and shoot his phaser.
Okay. So you take aim, and this is
Difficulty 1.
going to be difficulty 1, but I'm going to do the same for you as I did to Bosh.
Use all that
It
stress.
is difficulty 2.
You still have plenty of momentum.
Control
use
plus
momentum.
security. You do have plenty of momentum.
No. two fails.
Two fails. Oh.
2 fails. Okay.
No complications.
No complications, though. That's a shame.
What is it? Jesus, Stu.
Okay. Usher, we are back around to you.
Oh, God. I'm going to, headbutt her and keep this fight going. Keep it, and I guess attempt to knock her down by using my minor action to knock her down.
Okay, you use your minor action to prepare a knockdown. Make your unarmed strike. This is going to be difficulty 1, daring and security.
Daring and security. Good. Again, 16 for me. That's an 8 and a 7.
8
So
and a
2
7.
successes.
2 successes.
Down.
You get a momentum back.
I'm keeping. I'll show you guys this dice later, but I'm keeping this thing. Damn. Really happy I bought that.
So this is going to be 2d6 plus your security. So
5.
Which is
So 7.
7d6.
So 7
Roll
dice.
7d6.
Okay.
for me.
It should be whatever the
Okay.
number's next to your phaser on the sheet.
Yeah. So I got 1 5. So I don't know how that works with the knockdown. I got 2 5s, 3 5s. Excuse me, 3 5s for, and then other than that 3 damage, it did 3 more.
So 6.
Okay.
6.
Yeah, 5 in 1 strike. That's a
Yeah.
knockout.
Yeah. It was 5 3 2 1 5 1 5. So
She crumples to the floor. Well, you were doing lethal damage, weren't you?
oh yeah, she's dead.
She's not dead, but she has crumpled to the floor. Definitely.
I'm gonna take her knife.
Unconscious. Okay, you now have a knife.
All right, let's do it.
So you might want
Put a
to
knife in there.
take a note of
Trophy
this.
hunter.
The dagger you have taken is a melee weapon.
Okay.
It is
Okay.
3 damage dice. It has
All right, Romulan
traits
dagger.
of vicious 1, deadly, and hidden 1.
Nice. Vicious is good because every effect you roll is an additional damage with the vicious ability.
Yeah,
This is 1 deadly, and what else?
hidden 1.
Hidden. Yeah.
Hidden.
That means we can sneak you into diplomatic conferences with it.
That's exactly what I'm gonna use it for.
You can try to.
Next time I'm in like the captain's mess.
So there we are. As she crumples to the floor, you hear what sounds like a disruptor on the hatch to the Jeffries tube. It's fairly easy to surmise that they are sealing it behind themselves.
Gotcha. Are we out of combat?
You are out of combat, and this is probably a really good place to leave it for this evening.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
well done, you've all survived.
Yeah.
Everyone's dead. This is entirely 100% better than I did last time.
Yay.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So
I'm
well
Hey,
done, everyone.
Davok.
It's like wonderful. Davok, get in the warp core. We're gonna celebrate.
It's waiting until we get back to the ship, I know.
Absolutely. And so I look forward to seeing you all in a fortnight's time, unless you're about Sunday afternoon, 4 p.m. GMT. I'm doing my first ever Star Trek Sunday chat
Yes.
about
Yes.
all things
I'll be there.
Trek. Wonderful.
I'll be there, man.
Sounds like my
Looking
sort of thing.
forward to it. So yeah,
It's
well done, everyone.
Davok's turn to punch someone next week. I punched someone last time. Usher this time, so it's definitely Amy's turn to punch somebody.
Oh,
I
don't you
feel like
worry.
that's the case.
Brilliant.
It's like we
Fabulous.
we're gonna start next week, and it's Amy's gonna punch Lee and be like, "What? What is that about?"
Well, of course, Amy, you have a particular special unarmed thing, don't you?
I do, because I'm a Vulcan.
Yeah, the Vulcan Death
totally
Grip.
Pitchy,
Nice.
pitchy.
Vulcan
Might
Death
be useful.
Grip is not a thing. There we go. Right, brilliant. See you all soon.
Thanks very much, everybody.
Bye.
Take it easy, guys.